The Economic Revival Front, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition has prioritized restructuring of the country's debt portfolio, currently standing at 9 trillion shillings. The coalition also pledges to reduce the pace at which the country is borrowing and strengthen debt management systems to steady the country's debt obligations. Faisal Ahmed has more.
As part of the economic revival agenda, the Raila and Karua manifesto targets to restructure the country's debt, mostly from commercial loans to concessional loans, by aggressively renegotiating the terms of the loans and reducing the pace at which debt is accumulated.
Management and public expenditure will commence negotiations for debt restructuring, stock management to ease the burden on Kenyan taxpayers.
To further complement this, the manifesto will look at ways of reining in public expenditure. The first task of the coalition, if elected in the August polls, will be to review the 2022-2023 financial year budget. From the 3.36 trillion shillings budget, 2.3 trillion shillings has been allocated to recurrent expenditure, which means payment of salaries of government employees and other recurring expenses. To address this, the Azimio One Kenya manifesto will review the policy, legal and regulatory framework to promote fiscal discipline, apply mechanisms to ensure value for money and effective use of public resources to establish a balanced budget to expenditure. Other areas that the Azimio One Kenya manifesto will address includes the manufacturing sector, which has over the years reduced its contribution to the country's GDP from 10.9% in 2013 to 7.5% in 2021. To address this, they will develop a new manufacturing strategy to support, promote and coordinate the sector. They will also look at promoting accelerated development of primary and secondary value addition industries. Further, they will have interventions such as government investments, provision of credit, tax reforms and preferential treatment to promote new industries.
The country is very strategically situated on the eastern coast of Africa, on Indian Ocean seabed. It is therefore right to say that it can become a manufacturing hub for the region.
Are you kidding?
Eastern Africa and Central Africa.
Another critical sector given attention in the manifesto is the micro, small and medium-sized enterprises, which in the manifesto says, if clearly catered for, can increase the country's employment numbers, which has suffered greatly, especially after the pandemic. Some of the commitments that the manifesto outlines includes awarding artisans with certification programs to award certificates to artisans, adopt the affordable housing program, Juakali production manual for purposes of ring-fencing the 69 items earmarked for Juakali production, review the taxation regime to lower the tax burden on SMEs and make it predictable and guarantee a 3-year tax holidays to SMEs and startups.
We will implement recognition of prior learning certification program, that is RPL, thereby awarding certificates to craftsmen, technicians through apprenticeship, Shahada la Jitihada.
And in order to boost growth in the digital economy, the Azimio manifesto promises to streamline and improve the existing ecosystem that deals with intellectual property, ensure all citizens are able to maximize the use of technology, and establish call centers and outsourcing information technology services. Faisal Ahmed, Citizen TV, Nairobi.